Listening to WBVP and WMBA.
The following program is for mature and logical audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Thinking Logically. Did I not tell you last week we are banning fat shaming under Project 2025? Okay, we got a lot to get to today. Whoopi Goldberg, she was denied a pastry by a cake by a pastry shop in New York City. President-elect Donald Trump returned to the White House and met with Joe Biden. That was interesting. Never seen a smile that big on Joe Biden's face. And Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are getting the ball moving on the Department of Doge. But before we get into all that, let's introduce the crew. In studio, the host of the Two Dumb Yinzers YouTube show, Ryan Garazunas. Ryan, how are you?
Hey, Joe, how you doing today, brother?
I'm really good, really good. How
Super.
are you?
That's awesome, man. Doing well.
Okay, let's get to the person. I believe he's sitting in his car in a parking lot. Mark, are you there?
Joseph Hyman, Allegheny County, and it is great to be with you guys. I have just been beaming since last Wednesday. And can I break the news, Joe? Can I break the breaking news?
Go ahead.
Let me do it.
Go ahead.
Bobby Kennedy Jr. nominated for the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Let's go.
Let's pull our hair out and eat it because we're liberals. Oh, no. He's a conspiracy theorist. All right, we're going to we got a lot to get into today. But that is actually the topic of our first segment here, the narratives about Trump's picks. They're already started. I want to focus, like I said, on the appointments here, the social media reaction from the people, especially the Kamala Harris supporters. So Trump's picks, according to them, they're unqualified. The selections are media personalities from Fox News. What are some of the other things we've heard? How strong are their resumes? Do they have strong resumes? Are these really serious picks by Trump? Are these picks even psychologically stable? Well, where were all these questions when the Biden administration named a man Secretary of Health who about a decade earlier came to the realization that he wasn't a man, but actually a woman trapped in a man's body? How's that for psychologically sound? I'm talking about Big Rick Levin, in case you haven't guessed it. But there are so many these days, I guess I had to specify. So who can Trump nominate that wouldn't make you people complain? Who should he nominate? Let's hear it. Would you rather Trump appoint a drag queen that steals women's shoes at airport baggage reclaims? Ryan, please hold up the picture of Sam Brinton, he was appointed Deputy Secretary of Spent Nuclear Fuel and Waste. Is it on there? Is that picture two? There should be three. Absolutely awful images to have to show on the Fry Transportation. No, they have children that ride those buses. Let's not call it the Fry Transportation cameras. Hopefully they're not children watching. But that's it. That's what we're getting. That's what we're getting away from. I can't. Trump's making horrible picks, says the people that were silent when the current administration hired Woogie from There's Something About Mary. That's what happens when you have a bunch of Warrens. If you're seeing There's Something About Mary, you'll get it. A bunch of Warrens running the country. Have you seen my baseball? All right, seriously. I got to ask, how many qualified people did it take to withdraw from Afghanistan? Let's give up the military base on a mountain and use the commercial airport in a valley to evacuate. Genius. How many qualified picks did it take to come up with the idea to build $1 billion pier that washed away in a couple weeks? Guys.
That killed someone.
Yeah, it killed someone. Choose your fighter. Do you want Peter Hegseth or Dr. Rachel Levin? Would you believe me if I told you some on the left think Peter isn't qualified because of his, let me check my tattoos? This is from a headline from Democracy Now! Trump's pick to lead U.S. military has tattoos linked to white supremacy and Nazis. Oh, does he now? Does Peter? We're back in the Nazi thing already because of a tattoo. I want to take this time to remind our audience that Joe Biden literally hired a monkeypox czar that had a pentagram tattooed on his chest Not a pentagon, a pentagram. Ryan, show the picture of Dimitri, please, when you get a chance. Check out this Satan worshiper live on the St. Barnabas camera. When Frank Sparks, when he bought these cameras, I guarantee you this is the last thing he thought was going to be shown on the cameras. We're going to lose the cameras after this today, I think. Dimitri Desikis or something. It sounds Greek. That's his name. Look him up. He eats bananas for the shape, not the taste. Who's next? Joy Reid. Joy Reid on Trump's appointment so far. Trump is filling the clown car. Really, Joy Reid? Maybe you should help him by mailing your wigs to Mar-a-Lago then. Thanks. We'd appreciate it. They don't like the pics because they know what was done to not only Trump, but anyone who publicly supported Trump the last 4 years. Tulsi Gabbard was on a terrorist watch list. Now she's going to be the head of DNI. And no, I did not say DEI. We're past that. Mark, I want to go over some of these pics, pick by pick actually, but if we can. Peter Hegseth and his tattoos. Das Volt is Latin for God wills it. Mark, was Julius Caesar a Nazi?
Maybe the woke left would try to frame him as a Nazi, but I'm a pretty astute observer on Roman history. I'm going to go with no, he was not. But some of these picks, Joe, we should just go through them. I mean, every one is a home run after a home run, and it's like a steady flow of information coming out of Mar-a-Lago in the last 4 or 5 days with these picks. And every one, we're just saying, wow, that's awesome. That's incredible. This is a home run. I mean, every single pick, and including up to, an hour ago when Bobby Kennedy's been nominated. So, yeah, let's go through some of these.
All right, so we got the Peter Seg. What am I calling him? His last name does sound a little bit Nazi-ish. I have to say that Hegseth. That sounds a little bit Nazi-ish, but he's ex-military, which fits the bill for the appointment, right? Now, is the main problem he didn't work at Raytheon or Boeing? What's the issue with him? Why is he not qualified?
Well, they're saying that he's not qualified because he is a weekend talk show host on Fox News. Okay, well, let's talk about, he has to have a job somewhere. Like you said, he doesn't work for a defense contractor, but he is an Ivy League grad and he spent several tours of active duty all across the world. So, and he's a straight up alpha male. So he's good by us.
I actually love that pick too. Stop me whenever you want. John Ratcliffe, pick to head the CIA. And I'll read you this tweet just to set you up because I don't know if you could see it. It's from Hans Monkel on X. The only reason we know that Obama was informed early on the state of the Russian collusion narrative was a fabrication orchestrated by Hillary Clinton is that John Ratcliffe had the courage to disclose that information. And that goes back to like 2017, 16, 17?
Yeah, I love the Ratcliffe pick. This is a guy that was, I believe he was in Trump's first administration, if I'm not mistaken.
He was.
So, yeah, this is a great pick. This is a great pick to maybe Tulsi Gabbard, but can't go wrong with John Ratcliffe.
The tweets, I got a couple of them clipped here. This is from Peter Hegseth. The risk of picking Peter Hegseth to head the Pentagon are too great. We could end up with spy balloons flying over the country, disastrous pullouts from war zones, Russia invading Europe, Iran expanding, and a recruitment crisis. Best go with the DoD insiders. Same thing with John Ratcliffe. You can make the same argument for John Ratcliffe.
Yeah, a lot of these picks, Joe, I saw Dan Bongino tweet this a little bit ago. We are at the FO part of FAFO. So we are now finding out what this Trump administration is going to be all about.
So you heard at the beginning of the show, the cold open was Matt Gaetz. He's going to be the next attorney general. Ryan, do we have that sound? Hold on. Let me see if we have the sound bite. Yeah, play the sound bite of this is Thomas Massey being asked about the nomination of Matt Gaetz for attorney general, and they're worried to death that he's going to get confirmed by the Senate. How could he get confirmed? Play the audio of what Thomas Massey said. Hopefully you can hear it because it's pandemonium in the background here. He's the attorney general. Suck it up, Mark. What better line could you come up with?
Yeah, I love Thomas Massey as well. But I was even a little taken back by the Matt Gaetz appointment or nomination, I should say. I wish they would quit nominating members of Congress because now we're getting down, we're dwindling our majority in the House. I think now we're going to have like a 2-seat majority, so they need to fill these seats pretty quickly. And I think Governor Ron DeSantis is going to do that. Apparently, from what I read today, these special elections are going to be held very quickly. But back to Matt Gaetz, I mean, you want to talk about someone who's going to take an absolute blowtorch to the DOJ. Can you blame Donald Trump for nominating him, Joe? Absolutely not. He wants people that are going to be loyal to him. No more Bill Barrs. No more sham prosecution, special counsels, nothing like that. Let Matt Gaetz do his thing. I didn't even know he was an attorney. He went to William & Mary Law School. But, you know, the DOJ is more about, the head of the DOJ, the Attorney General, is more about, just overseeing things rather than, in the courtroom, I guess. So,
who would you rather argue a case
say,
for you, Matt Gaetz or Kamala Harris?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know who else was being under consideration. I know he talked about Ken Paxton in the past.
Oh, I love that.
Being a
I wanted
possible
that.
name. And I think everyone would have been on board with that. But Trump is going with loyalists. They're going to be loyal to him and loyal to his administration. So I don't blame him one bit. The left won't see it that way. Joe, though, some of these rhinos in the Senate aren't going to approve him. They're just not. There's no way Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, and some of these rhinos are going to approve him as Attorney General. So what Donald Trump is going to have to do is, according to the Constitution, Article 2, he can adjourn both chambers, House, and basically appoint all of these nominees through recess appointments. So once he does that, it'll be all good.
I want to also explain real quick how senators are replaced versus how House of Representative members are replaced. A senator is actually appointed by whoever the governor is for that state. So Ron DeSantis would appoint someone to replace a senator. A House rep, you have to have a special election. I think it's got to take, is it 8 weeks? Is that right? Is that the right number?
I think so, yeah.
All right, so Gaetz, believe it or not, now tell me if you know this, Mark. Gaetz already resigned his seat. Now, some are saying it's to get in front of some report coming out of the House. I don't know. I see a different reason. It's because of what you just said. DeSantis can call a special election 8 weeks from yesterday, and his seat's never going to go empty. That's going to be a Republican seat. That's Destin, Florida, whatever. That's the Panhandle. That's going to be a Republican seat. Now, again, DeSantis seat's not going to go empty. So and what you said about, did we get into recess appointments yet?
No, that was kind of how they do it, though.
Well, okay, so we'll that's how he's going to get in. Assuming on January 20th, 2025, Gaetz can instantly become the acting attorney general until a confirmation vote is held. So I don't know how they do that, how they wiggle around it, but it's legal. It has precedent. It's how it works. Did you?
I believe Thune can adjourn the Senate too, right?
Yes, and then Trump can
And
appoint.
the Senate Majority Leader.
Keep in mind, Mitch McConnell never adjourned the Senate, and they were in session for 4 straight years. Crazy how they worked under Trump. Now, what tells me about AG is a good pick, Matt Gaetz is a good pick as AG, all the people that are coming against him. Lindsey Graham, he doesn't know if he'll approve of Matt Gaetz, but he had no problem appointing some shady figures in the past, including Merrick Garland, Mark.
I don't know if that tweet was real about Lindsey Graham not approving. I have a hard time believing Lindsey Graham wouldn't approve Matt Gaetz. Lindsey Graham is a Trump loyalist. Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins are not. We'll see.
Did you see? I'll read you this J.D. Vance tweet. This is J.D. Vance, the vice president-elect. How awesome is this? The main issue with Matt Gaetz is he used his office to prosecute his political opponents and authorize federal agents to harass parents who are peacefully protesting at the school board meetings. Oh, wait, that's actually Merrick Garland, the current attorney general. This is going to be awesome.
Just got to text from a listener. This is better than the NFL draft. I actually would have to agree with that.
It is. I will agree. Definitely the middle rounds, and definitely, honestly, maybe the first round. A lot of commercial breaks.
And you know what, Joe? A lot of these people that are being appointed or nominated, I should say, whatever, it's semantics, are like around our age. I mean, you have people in their late 30s, early 40s. You're going to have people our age running the government. I love it.
Beats the dinosaurs. that's been in there for the past, you got people 80, 90 years old here. People are dying, like Dianne Feinstein before that's their coffin, that Senate building. Again, though, talking other people, Gates certainly isn't as bad as Merrick Garland, who, for starters, covered up the Oklahoma City bombing. Look into that one, if you will. And I doubt Gates will have anyone in the DOJ going to parent-teacher conferences or school board meetings. So there's that. Mark, let's take a look at the rest of the Trump team. I'll just start spouting some names. The one I don't like, Marco Rubio. I'm sorry. It's not for me. But Homeland Security, I think we mentioned that, Kristi Noem. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, not Tim. I'm in Tim Walz mode here. Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence. Mark, a former Democrat, now Republican, who was on like I said, on the terror watch list. How is that possible?
She's a badass. And, she's been rewarded for her loyalty over the last several months. She completely shunned the Democratic Party. She is a part of MAGA now. She is a patriot and a native of Hawaii. So I love this pick. Tulsi Gabbard, my dad's a big fan of hers. Her overall record and what she's done for this country. So gotta love it, Joe. Gotta love it. I like the Marco Rubio pick. Marco Rubio has come around in the last couple of years, and he's warmed up to MAGA and warmed up to President Trump. Maybe at first he wasn't, but I'm okay with Marco Rubio. I think he was a big Trump surrogate over the last year. So I think rewarding him with this post is great, and I think he'll represent the United States on the world stage with respect, and better than obviously Tony Blinken. So I'm okay with Marco Rubio.
All right, now let's cover the important part. These people are qualified; they're good picks. Now, are they ethnically okay enough? Are they diverse enough? So Marco Rubio, he has a vowel at the end of his name. That means he passes. We have a woman who you said was Hawaiian. That's good. Let me look down. We have a few women here. We have Vivek Ramaswamy, checks off the Pacific Islander Indian-esque box, I guess. This is what we would do if we were on the left. How crazy is this, though? This is how they evaluate.
You're right. That's because they are about identity politics. By the way, Joe, did you hear AOC took her pronouns out of her Twitter bio?
Nuh-uh.
The world is healing.
Wow, that is a big breaking news. That's almost bigger than RFK Jr. being HHS. The pronouns are gone. All right.
We're winning so much, and it's only been a week.
This next audio clip will tell you how much we're winning. It's John Fetterman. And Ryan just played. He's talking about Trump doing a little bit of trolling and what level of trolling it is. I can't believe this is John Fetterman.
I would describe it as God tier level trolling to just trigger a full-on China syndrome to own the libs in perpetuity.
This is coming from John Fetterman. Is he going to turn to a Tulsi Gabbard and join our side eventually?
For as much as Fetterman loves Israel, Fetterman has to love the people that Trump has appointed. He appointed Mike Huckabee to be the ambassador to Israel. And a lot of these people that Trump is putting into these positions are very, very pro-Israel. So Fetterman's, he continues to amaze us. Let's put it that way.
Yes, he does. By the day. All right, let's. I know you got to get out of here soon. Thune. He was voted the Senate Majority Leader. Mark, do you have any thoughts on that before I hop into anything?
I'm cautiously optimistic that he's going to do and push these people through the Senate. I don't know. Let's just hold judgment on Thune. Yeah, he made some comments 8 years ago that, we wouldn't, see favorably, but maybe he's coming around. And these senators, the Senate is an institution in and of itself, and they beat to their own drum. So we'll see how this goes. He's definitely better than Mitch McConnell, to put it that way.
Oh, without a doubt. Something I looked up. When you look at the Constitution, how it's written, there is a defined role for Speaker of the House. The position, it's right there in the Constitution, how it's supposed to serve, who's supposed to be, and who can be. The Senate Majority Leader, I'm pretty sure it was just made up along the way somewhere. It's not in the Constitution, so do we really even need one? I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about, do you have time to talk about recess, or do you have to go?
Yeah, let's talk about recess.
Okay, so how this recess appointments are, Trump can adjourn both houses of Congress under Article 2, Section 3, and then recess appoint his cabinet. Remember, these appointments could last until the end of January 2027 when a new Congress is sworn in. So it's only good for one Congress. So did you hear that, audience? I want you to put the word out that we back up. We're going to have our own cabinet, and we don't got to get them approved. Mark, they're going to melt down, aren't they?
Oh, they already are. They already are, Joe. So he could recess Congress. It's basically like, listen, if you don't approve and confirm these nominees, I'm just gonna join Congress, and then we're just gonna have a recess appointment. So it's either one or the other. So you could do it your way or you could do it my way, basically. That's how I'm reading into this. But the left already is. Joe, will anyone even be left at CNN to even have a meltdown? Apparently they're going to be firing hundreds of staff members. Top stars are going to be gone. No one's watching CNN anymore, Joe. MSNBC rankings are tanking. Apparently Comcast is trying to spin MSNBC off.
St. Barnabas, if you're listening, buy MSNBC and put us on there. St. Barnabas, if you're listening, please buy it.
Wouldn't it be great if Elon Musk or some right conservative group bought MSNBC?
Oh, I would
turn it into.
I would apply day one. We got to just, even if it's for free, I have to do it.
Yeah, but that's how this is going to go. So I hope that Trump goes this route if they don't confirm these people in the Senate.
Is this a secret plan he was talking about? Is this a secret plan he was talking about with Mike Johnson?
Yeah, he said, yeah. I think he alluded to that before the election. So people have been waiting for this for years. And I think we're going to get what we voted for. This is what like you said last episode, Joe, consent of the governed.
I looked it up right here. So for this to work, one of the chambers, I'm guessing the House of Representatives with Mike Johnson, would formally seek to adjourn. The other house must refuse. That would be the Senate. And the other chamber, the Senate, they refuse to agree to the request. If the condition is met, it opens the door for the president to step in and resolve the disagreement by adjourning both chambers. And then once Congress is adjourned, the president can use the recess to make recess appointments under Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution. The Constitution. The Constitution. The Constitution. Should I say it again? The Constitution. Playing by the rules, Mark,
you
right?
know what I say? Do it. Do it.
Let's go. Let's do it today. We can't do it today. We have to wait for 69 more days. Okay. But we'll do it. This is going to be fun, man. Wow. On fire. Coming out the gates. Not like 2016 going into 2017. We're here, and we're ready, and we're back up. Mark, anything else? I know you got to get out of here.
Yeah, by the way, before I get going, how about Dave McCormick, Bob Casey going to a recount, Joe?
I don't know
what's going on. Are they trying to count illegal votes in PA?
I don't know. What's a recount do? It doesn't check the signature verification. Are they going to check signature verification, everything? Or are they just going to recount votes? I don't care. Do it. Let's just have a legit audit that everyone is just transparent. Everyone can see. Election deniers.
Do it.
Election deniers. They'll never stop.
All right. Joe, great first segment. I'll see you guys on Monday.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
See you, man.
Okay, we're going to take a break. When we return, I'm going to give you my plan. It's not Article 2, Section 2. I'm going to give you the Joe Corsi plan to how to get rhinos out of our government. Stay tuned. Listen to Think Logically here, 99.3 FM, WBVP.
You know, when Joe Biden shuffles in front of the cameras to answer scripted questions during the day, he lies like Don King. But what you don't know is, when he goes to sleep at night, he lies like an Egyptian king because he uses MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Grown only in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River, its long staple cotton makes it ultra soft and breathable. Use the promo code LOGIC to maximize your savings on this amazing product. It's Joe Corsi here from Thinking Logically to tell you about Beaver County's #1 realtor, Mark Galla with RE/MAX Select Realty. With over 10 years experience, Mark knows all the ins and outs of the real estate business, so whether you're looking to rent, buy, sell, or swap your house, you can rely on Mark to take the hassle out. Mark Galla of RE/MAX Select Realty, going above
and beyond.
Tri-State Sporting Arms on Main Street in New Brighton is now open. Stop in and explore their extensive selection of high-quality firearms, pistols, and accessories. Tri-State Sporting Arms also pays top dollar for used firearms. Their experienced and highly trained staff is here to assist you in selecting the right firearm for you. Stop on down to Beaver County's newest firearms store, Tri-State Sporting Arms, at 807 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check them out on Facebook. When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their communities, best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
Welcome back to Thinking Logic here, 99.3 FM WBVP. Earlier in the first segment, we were talking about Trump's cabinet picks, recess appointments, dudes in high heels with pentagrams tatted on their chests, the huge. This segment, we're going to talk about Oprah and what Trump could do to snuff some rhinos out of the Senate and House. So, Trump, if you're listening, I have a genius idea for you. You need to snuff out some of these rhinos in the House and Senate. So here's what you can do. Offer them an olive branch. Give them a spot in your administration. I know it's filling up quick, but you could still do it. A spot that's respectable and maybe even a good fit for some. Mitt Romney could be Secretary of Transportation or something. Replace him with Pete Buttigieg. It's a pretty lateral move. Lindsey Warhawk Graham can be your John Bolton this time around. John Thune, who you wanted to replace, who wanted to replace you with Mike Pence in 2016, give him a role as a deal so we can choose a new Senate leader maybe. I don't know. Hell, even Mitch McConnell. Why not? Then, a month or two into your administration, which will conveniently be after those senators and House members were replaced, fire them all. Every single one. Now, if you've gone and you killed two birds with one stone, you got the rhinos out of elected positions, and then you replace them with senators and House members who are more MAGA. And then, since McConnell's gone and there's no filibuster, you get to replace a few seats in your cabinet with people that are MAGA, unless you do the recess appointments again. It's just an idea floated out there. There's a lot of rhinos. It'd be a way to solve the problem quick, in my opinion. If you want to call into the show again, the number 724-843-1888. Give your opinion about absolutely anything. Or 724-774-1888. Ryan, the Department of Government Efficiency, the DOGE Department.
I like that.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let me read you a few things here from the two co-chairs. I don't know what to call them. Vivek Ramaswamy, he said, "We are assembling the brightest minds in the country. This is the equivalent of a modern Manhattan project. I think the major problem holding our country back is federal bureaucracy. Target that cost, save the money, restore self-governance." And then this is from Elon Musk about the Department of Government Efficiency. "All actions of the Department of Government Efficiency will be posted online for maximum transparency." That's good. "Anytime the public thinks we're cutting something important or not cutting something wasteful, just let us know. We will also have a leaderboard for the most insanely dumb spending of your tax dollars." Ryan, I want your opinion, but in the end, I think people are going to be shocked at what they see when this ends in about a little over a year. I think we're going to see some crazy ways our tax dollars have been spent. And I think people, honestly, will be very angry when they find out where all the money from these $1 trillion bills that has been passed has been going. What do you I mean, this is the best thing ever, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Transparency.
And how's that going to play a role, moving forward as well? Next election comes around, or in 2 years and 4 years or whatever it is, people will say, wow, look what was done under these people's watch. And is that going to affect things moving forward?
Imagine the pier. Imagine watching them build the pier and then just going up like this and then making it all the way to the top of the leaderboard of the insanely dumb spending of our tax dollars.
Yeah.
That is something I'm very interested in.
Absolutely.
The leaderboard. It's gonna be really funny, I think.
You know what? I think the American people deserve to see these things and see how their money's being spent. And, I think that's our right?
I could just think, we were spending, I think, a couple $1 billion a day when we were at full war in Afghanistan. Ended up being a couple $1 trillion for what? For nothing. We got nothing. We got nothing out of that at all.
Yeah.
We were in there. The poppy fields were flowing. We leave. The Taliban defeated the people guarding the poppy seeds.
Yeah.
Fields. It's amazing. I don't know. Also, speaking of that, I also think we're probably going to see a lot of money being laundered to criminal organizations, maybe through NGOs. I don't know, but you look up they literally have like walking Dalmatians on a treadmill. That's like one of the studies they do, or gender studies in I don't know about Iran, but Yemen.
Right.
This is what millions go to. I don't know. Talk about. It seems like such a small drop in the bucket when you're talking about $1 million versus a couple trillion. But let's start at the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean here?
Absolutely.
It's a really good idea. Letting efficiency in government spending and actually letting the public know what the hell's going on with how our money is being spent. Brilliant idea.
For one, you hit it right on the head. It's our money. For two, these are people that we elect. For three, I think that the people of America deserve to know these things. I think that that's a common sense thing. You know what? If something's about you out there, there's so many ways to look into what you've paid, look what you owe. We should have that as well over the government.
Exactly.
I believe this.
All right, that's actually a good transition to our next topic: wasteful spending. Ryan, have you ever paid someone to be your friend?
Probably, and not on such a direct way, but possibly. I don't know.
All right, it appears that is what Kamala Harris did in her 2024 campaign with all the celebrity appearances. I'm trying to think. Maybe my wife I paid to like me.
Right.
At the beginning, maybe there was a lot of purses before we got married, and there was nothing. I dropped off after
Probably
that.
in an indirect way. I'm sure we have somewhere down the road.
Yeah. But let's look at what the Kamala Harris campaign. Can we call her? Is it Kamala? We could call her Kamala. We can do whatever we want now. Let's take a look at their campaign. Was it really just a money laundering machine? Why else would you pay Beyonce $10 million to introduce you in the state of Texas, a red state? Also, since Kamala was going up against literal Hitler, remember the guy from Germany with the little mustache? That's him. You'd think Oprah might help out Kamala in her campaign for free? I don't know, maybe for free. But instead, she charged Kamala in her campaign $1 million. Oprah, we do have audio of this. Oprah was actually asked by TMZ if she was paid $1 million. She told them she never received any money. Ryan, play that audio. Listen to this, audience.
How do you think the election went? Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true, okay.
I was paid nothing, ever.
What do you think about all the...
All right, Ryan, let's crack this case like two super sleuths. What's weird is there are SEC filings that show, see if you can crack this, this is hard, Harpo. Payment, $1 million payment was to Harpo. The hell can Harpo be? Could it be Oprah's production company? Because it's the word Oprah spelled backwards? How dumb are these people? Again, it's Oprah spelled backwards. Not exactly a hard case to crack here. Anyway, the SEC filings show that Harpo, which again is Oprah spelled backwards, was paid $1 million by the Kamala Was campaign. But if you're gonna try to hide money, like, how do you spell Ryan backwards? It wouldn't even make sense. Like,
I would love to be a fly in the wall when he came up with this idea and hear everybody say, that's a good idea. Let's go with Harpo.
These are celebrities, and they should have better ideas than this, right? I'm not crazy here. But what if I told you this? It gets better. Let's just forget about Oprah. What if I told you Kamala Harris, this is the campaign, not her personally. She gave Al Sharpton's nonprofit $500,000 before her interview with him and then recorded a happy birthday video for him.
Wow. Money well spent. I mean, as you mentioned the one earlier in Texas and Beyonce, how'd that go for her? You know what I mean?
What is this, cameo with Al Sharpton and Kamala Harris here? For the campaign funds?
This is crazy money to spend. And again, how did it do for you? You know?
Well, thank God she lost, Ryan.
I know.
$20 million in debt when you started off with $1 billion. I don't think I could do it. I really don't think I could do it. How do you do? Did you? Let me explain this. They rented out an entire place and had a bunch of. It looked like I don't even know how to describe it. It looked like a haunted house. They had a couch. It said JD Vance's couch because you know the whole JD, he had intercourse with the couch.
You're right.
Whole lot. Then I thought, this probably cost a couple $100,000 to build all this. Someone probably got paid a $100,000 salary just to build the couch. And then someone got probably paid maybe a 7-digit salary to come up with the idea to build the couch.
No wonder, no wonder these people were so behind her. She was just throwing money at them like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Would you not be behind her if she was just,
yeah. Why did I do this show? Why didn't I go the other side? I could have been done. I could have made my money and retired.
Be done, yes.
Like the guy that does the sports show on Wednesday, runs 30 commercials and then retires. Yeah, and comes out everything. I'm kidding. We love Brian. All right, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, ordering sweets has caused a bitter beef. Whoopi Goldberg is at war with a New York pastry shop. We'll talk about it when we return. It's Joe again from Thinking Logically, here to tell you about one of my favorite clothing items, the MyPillow hoodie. 2 things I love the most about this hoodie are how it fits and how it feels. This hoodie is extremely roomy, and its terry cloth material makes it lighter than any other hoodie I own. Use promo code LOGIC to maximize your savings. The MyPillow hoodie. Get yours today. It's Joe Corsi here from Thinking Logically to tell you about Beaver County's #1 realtor, Mark Gullah with RE/MAX Select Realty. With over 10 years experience, Mark knows all the ins and outs of the real estate business, so whether you're looking to rent, buy, sell, or swap your house, you can rely on Mark to take the hassle out. Mark Gullah of RE/MAX Select Realty, going above and beyond.
How would you like to make the holidays a little better? This is Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union with a Christmas wish for you. Make the holiday the one you've always dreamed of with a visit to Freedom United Federal Credit Union. While you're there, register to win a Christmas breakfast tray from Cafe Colache in Beaver. That's right, get the money you need, plus a delicious holiday breakfast for you and your family just by doing business with Freedom United Federal Credit Union. The interest really is in you at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
Welcome back to Thinking Logically here on 99.3 FM, WBVP. You're listening to the smooth sounds of Sweet Thing by Shaka Khan. This is... Let's get back into the news. All right. From the New York Post, Whoopi Goldberg claims a New York City bakery refused to make her a birthday dessert because of her politics. I guess at least she didn't say it was because of her race. I don't know. Ryan, is it really a good look for Whoopi Goldberg to cry about not getting a cake?
I mean, come on. Is it any surprise? Whoopi's always kind of been a pain. It doesn't surprise me one bit.
True or false? Whoopi Goldberg has more rolls than the back of a pastry shop. I'm sorry. This is from the same people that called us Hitler, and now they're mad that people won't bake them a cake.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just don't understand how it works. All right, let's get to some election news. Shelley Luther won a seat in the Texas House of Representatives. So you're probably, if you're listening, asking, who the hell is Shelley Luther? Well, Shelley Luther was jailed for keeping her salon open during the 2020 lockdown. Remember that one? Coronavirus. Now she's an elected official. You're probably asking yourself, she really went to jail? Like jail? Yes, she did. Judge Eric Moy offered Shelley the opportunity to avoid jail time by simply apologizing and shutting down her salon. She respectfully declined. I feel the spirit of 1776 just all over me, Ryan. Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
I do.
Look at this story and tell me, how are we not back? How are we not back? We are so back again. Let them know. We back up.
That's right.
Shelley Luther, congratulations to you. Told to close your business. It's too dangerous. And you said, no, I'll make my own decisions. This is a free country. Republican Wisconsin Senate candidate Eric Hovde breaks his silence, and he was running for a Senate seat in Wisconsin. He said at 4 a.m., Milwaukee reported 108,000 absentee ballots, with the Democrat Senator Baldwin receiving over 90 or nearly 90% of those ballots. And he says statistically this outcome seems improbable. Also said he was getting congratulatory texts at 1 a.m. and then at 4 a.m. he found out that he lost. So again, I ask our audience, are we sure there's not down ballot races being stolen in key swing states like Wisconsin, Nevada, Arizona? And I think they tried to in Pennsylvania. What the hell else can you explain what on with Bob Casey trying to steal PA? They were literally finding, let me see if I have this right. I think his lawyers today in court tried to get the ballots counted from unregistered voters, mail-in ballots that weren't signed, and I think some didn't even have dates, and they wanted his lawyers wanted to count those. They didn't. I don't think they let him. I'm hearing the decision desk has called that race though, so that's a good thing. What time? Oh, we got some time. Poly Market. Remember Poly Market, Ryan? The whole gambling thing.
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna put that dude in jail for the rest of his life. So did you hear they raided his home?
No, I did not.
Yes, they raided. I think he's a 26. Is he 26? He's young. 26. Yeah, 26-year-old CEOs from Poly Market was woken up at his home by U.S. law enforcement officers who demanded his phone and other electronics. No reason was given for the raid. Ryan, this sounds like a tactic that only a certain type of government, it rhymes with Yahtzee. Can you think of what it is?
Maybe if I really put my head to it.
Yeah. It sounds like a stop the tactics here. Again, let's get ahead of this. I guarantee you I figured it out already. They're going to say he influenced the election and she lost because of him, because everyone else thought Kamala had no chance. It was literally 65-35, the entire race at best, and it disenfranchised voters. I could probably get someone to believe that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's going to go to jail for the rest of his life. That's what the government does. They'll find a case. They'll find a way. Don't show me the crime. Show me the man. Wait, show me the man and I'll show you the crime? Getting my quotes mixed up. I don't know. It was Stalin or Lenin or someone. Soviet stuff. Not Nazi, Soviet stuff. All right, what else do we have here before we have to move on again? J.D. Pritzker. Do you know who this guy is?
I don't.
He's the governor of Illinois, about this big.
Okay.
He is quoted as saying he's a big, how do I describe this? Sanctuary city guy.
Okay.
So, Governor Pritzker, I will do everything that I can to protect our undocumented immigrants. They are residents of our state. Do you have anything you want to say before when you hear that? Does that makes my blood boil a little bit? But send that fat, no good. Send them as many illegal immigrants as you can, and then, how about this, Ryan? How about we do a remain in Chicago order in 2025 for all the illegal immigrants? Send them there, make them stay there, because remain in Mexico was racist. Send them to Chicago where they can stay until we figure out what the hell is going on, as Trump would say, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Does it sound like a good plan to you?
You know what? I'm sure there's many of great people who live in the state of Illinois, but the politics in that state never ceases to amaze me. Every time you hear something coming from Illinois politically, it's just a disaster.
Crazy and wild.
Yes.
Did you notice remember when they had Beetlejuice elected to the mayor of Chicago?
Yes.
Boy, were those wild times. It was like watching Gotham villains in our heading our cities.
Yeah, right.
She was Beetlejuice. Who else? There's a few other ones I'm missing. What was the former mayor of New York City before Eric Adams? Everyone hated him. Anyway, his daughter, she was kind of freakish. She got arrested, I think, for doing some kind of vandalism to a cop car. But yeah, this is who was running our cities for a long time. And the overall theme of the episode, people are still freaked out over Trump's picks.
Right.
Are you serious? Matt Gaetz, he's barely an attorney. A person that was barely a prosecutor ran for president.
Right.
And they were fine with it. I don't get it. This is our country. Thank God we've won. Thank God we won. Could you imagine? We could sit here and name 100 things, from the $20 million in debt that the campaign would have been in. That would have been we would have never found out about that. They would have been able to raise that money in a heartbeat. It would have never showed how terrible they are at managing money. And, you think about it, I think we're about almost $10 trillion in debt than we were in late 2020 or early 2021.
Jeez.
$10 trillion a year. Again, inflation. Are you a big crypto guy, Ryan?
I am, yes.
Can you, pretend I wake up every morning and eat crayons for breakfast?
Okay.
Explain to me crypto in its general. Why would it be better, do you think, than printing money every 5 minutes? Bitcoin, you have to you have to mine it.
Right.
You can't just press a button and create Bitcoin, right? From what I understand.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a whole process.
Do you know anything at all about the process or not?
I mean, probably as much as you do. I know what's going on, but to explain it for people to listen and say, oh, that's what that means, it probably wouldn't do any justice.
Okay, but like I said, it's just, I don't understand how the most powerful country in the world, we don't control the printing of our own money.
Yeah.
And I don't know. All right, we're going to move to a break here. When we come back, though, Trump returned to the White House, and boy, was it grand. I don't think you could have wiped that smile off Joe Biden's face. We're going to talk all about it when we return to Thinking Logically here at 99.3 FM WBVP.
If your group or organization wants to look like a winner, upgrade your public message, signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and lettering, and other branding platforms with a makeover from Signs Made Fast. Wherever there are people, you need a sign, and it needs to look good. An old, faded, outdated logo or weathered sign on the front of your business damages your good reputation. Turn it around today. Create the perception of a winner. Visit signsmadefast.us or call 724-774-8267.
Tri-State Sporting Arms on Main Street in New Brighton is now open. Stop in and explore their extensive selection of high-quality firearms, pistols, and accessories. Tri-State Sporting Arms also pays top dollar for used firearms. Their experienced and highly trained staff is here to assist you in selecting the right firearm for you. Stop on down to Beaver County's newest firearms store, Tri-State Sporting Arms, at 807 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check them out on Facebook.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
Welcome back to Thinking Logically here at 99.3 FM WBVP. Ryan, for as happy as I am, the weather outside, very depressing, huh?
It's an ugly day out there. It sure is.
I will say this. I was warm because I'm wearing my MyPillow hoodie.
Look at you.
The terry cloth. God forbid if anyone uses the promo code Logic and goes online and buys one.
I hope they do, because every time you do talk about it, it sounds amazing.
I actually really do love this hoodie, I have to say. Get the extra large. It's really roomy. It's wonderful. All right, let's get into the return of I don't want to say the king, but the return of the king, Lord of the Rings style. So Trump made his triumphant return to the White House. This is after numerous anchors, politicians, others have said he'll never return to the White House. He made his return. Ryan, did you see Joe Biden's smile when he was sitting? They're going to wind up going golfing, aren't they?
You know what? They just might. I haven't seen that guy look so happy. And you know what? It's funny, and it's not even because of what's going on. I kid you not. It seemed like when he had that MAGA hat on, what was about a month ago, whatever it was, the guy has not stopped smiling since. He seems like a whole different person, Joe.
He was like a little kid.
What's going on?
I don't know. He was like this.
Yeah.
I don't. And is it just me, or the last two times he spoke, did he seem more with it, more like aware?
Right.
I don't know if he just said he wasn't running, went to a hyperbaric chamber, and only came out to drink the blood of young virgins. I don't know what he's doing.
You know, even when he was on such an important stage like the debate, he still managed to be. You couldn't understand him. You can understand him clearly now. It doesn't even seem like it's the same person.
He couldn't even walk up steps.
Right.
He was flopping around at the beach like a fish a couple days ago. He couldn't even walk. Hey, all of a sudden, fine.
Yeah.
Able to speak, able to talk. Trump deferred to him. I thought, now, I had a teacher in high school who was a speech teacher. I actually learned a lot from him. I have to say, Mr. Kalmar. I'll have to give him a name drop. He always taught us about handshakes. You could tell a lot by a handshake. Did you notice the handshake? Joe Biden went over on the handshake. I was shocked because if you ever watched Trump shake hands with anyone, you ever see him, what was the one, Supreme Court Justice? He almost ripped his, I thought he was going to rip his arm off.
Right.
And Trump, I think they call it, the dominator is when you're on top and the submissive is when you're on the bottom. But Trump snuck in that finger thing on the wrist.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's 2024, so it could be anything. But the fact they were so buddy-buddy, and again, Joe Biden, it looked like he just got shot up with a bunch of, what do they give people, Botox? I mean, it looked almost fake.
Right.
But it felt refreshing to see Trump back in the White House, back in the chair, and it's been almost 4 years. And it's coming back. Get ready.
It's exciting, Joe. I think that, everybody's excited that voted for him, that supports him, and the people that see through the BS that we've had to go through for the past 4 years. And I think you're already, as you're starting to mention things, as you guys were saying earlier in the show, you already feel things getting better. He's still not due to be in the office, in office till 69 more days, I think you said. Mm-hmm. You already start to feel things getting better, Joe. This is what this country needed.
Yes, it did. Okay, let's cover Senator Tammy Duckworth. She was on, I don't know if it was MSNBC or CNN, and she had some choice words for fellow veteran Peter Hegseth. So veteran Senator Tammy Duckworth said, Peter Hegseth said women shouldn't serve in combat roles. That's actually not what he said, so I don't know why that's written here. But that's what Tammy Duckworth must think he said. And she responded, I would ask him, where do you think I lost my legs? Tammy Duckworth, I did a really bad job introducing this story. Tammy Duckworth is a veteran. She's a senator, and she's in a wheelchair because she doesn't have her legs. So I shouldn't be laughing at this, but she asked him, where do you think I lost my legs in a bar fight? I'm pretty sure it was in combat when that happens. But if you ever watched a full interview with Peter Hegseth, he clarified very clearly that he was talking specifically about women serving in ground combat roles with specialized teams like Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, Recon, etc. He said he loves our military. He loves all of our military. Female pilots, and he had no problem with female pilots or with continuing their combat roles with women in combat, as long as they're doing roles like female piloting, etc., stuff like that. Why didn't CNN correct Senator Duckworth and inform her of the full comments? So that's my issue. Now, their entire audience, we're talking dozens of people here, Ryan. They now think Peter hates women and doesn't want them to serve because they are women.
Yeah.
Do you see how this works? Do you think women should serve in combat? Be honest.
I do.
I honestly don't.
Really? Okay.
I mean, as a guy in combat, there's a lot of testosterone going on.
Absolutely.
Number one, let's talk about the testosterone. If there's still any left after 4 years of Joe Biden in our military,
right?
Let's talk about the testosterone. Would you really want a woman next to you
for
7
totally
days
get what you're
in
saying.
the jungle? You know what I mean? And
Right.
would a woman really want to be next to? I know my wife does not want to be next to me after 1 day of not showering.
Right.
12 hours of not showering. Sometimes
Right.
not at all.
Right.
But I'm just saying, do we really need to have this? Who's asking for this?
Right.
Who's asking for this? If you're a woman and you're asking to go fight for our country, please call it in a combat role. I'm not asking for it.
Right. I think, the only reason the way I come from that one is I just understand and know what Israel does and how everybody has to step up at some point to defend their country. Once you get a certain age, you have to join a military role. And I know that male, female, everybody. So that's where I'm from. I do think that, if it's your country and you want to defend it, that's awesome.
I'll agree with you.
The thing is, I agree with you as well.
Serving in combat is all
okay.
Join the military. Have fun.
Right.
Serve your country. Does it make the force less operational when you have a woman there?
Right. I totally understand.
I don't like to talk. I was in the labor's union. I was a foreman a select few times. I had a crew of about 10 people. Most of them were women. I have to say, for the most part, the women were better than the men.
Right.
There's just some things they couldn't physically do. And that's not all women. I'm sure there's powerlifting women, but it's just on average. Again, no one's asking for this. And if they are, put me in the direction we can have a logical ethical debate about it.
Absolutely.
Not just it's happening. All right,
And you know what? We can't. Maybe we could hate each other for the rest of our lives because we have a disagreement.
Yeah.
How unbelievable, Joe.
Do you see the people that aren't going to Thanksgiving dinner because
unbelievable?
I'm always for debate. I would never. I would want to debate. If I'm going to show up, either I'm going to show up and not talk, or I'm going to show up and debate. You pick one.
Right.
Never is there not show up.
You're right.
Give me a break. All right. InfoWars. You see InfoWars was taken down.
No.
Yeah, InfoWars is gone. I think as of today, I don't know if they're going to find a buyer, but it's to auction now. I don't know. I thought I saw something that Babylon Bee was looking into buying it, but can that even be the Babylon Bee? You just never know what's right anymore. If it's satire or not with them. It's like WWF. All right, let's announce a few more policies under Project 2025 because we're running out of time here, and then maybe a few other potential nominees Trump could pick. Under Project 2025, Ryan, what do you think about this? All pride flags hanging in classrooms are going to be taken down and replaced with a flag of the Chuck Norris flag. I mean, think of something better.
Yeah.
Think of something better, but anything can be better than the flag pride. I mean, we can just take them down out of the classrooms. Yeah, take them down out of the classrooms immediately, and we'll find something to put up in its place. Maybe just the American flag. Does that sound like it's enough?
That worked for us.
Yeah. And look at us. We're here by ourselves.
Right.
Entire radio station to ourselves here. Look at us.
Right.
Okay. Also under Project 2025, some people aren't going to like this. All porn, including fear porn and food porn, banned.
Maybe the fear, but the food. Come on, Joe.
Food porn is going on day one. Food porn is going on day one. All right. Let's talk about some potential appointments Trump can make. Ryan, what do you think about this for White House press secretary? Hulk Hogan.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Can you picture him in the yellow, in the glasses? What are you going to ask, brother?
That'd be great.
Oh, I honestly, I don't know if I could think of anyone better. They have floated out Tucker Carlson. I don't think he would ever do that at all. But Hulk Hogan, do it on April Fool's. First day of April Fool's or something. Do something like that. Have Hulk Hogan. Let's have some fun the next 4 years. What about this? Undertaker and Kane named co-stars of Hellfire and Brimstone. I don't know. We're just making up departments now, I guess. So...
If that was a department, I would definitely say that those guys would certainly.
I wonder what Kane and Undertaker are doing right now. Can they get an appointment? They kind of pushed him over the finish line with that podcast in the last few days. I don't know. That's pretty much almost all we have for today. The last story, Ryan, did you see this? The View. They've announced they're taking applications for right-wing anchors.
Wow.
Should we apply? Should we try?
Joe, you should.
Whoopi Goldberg, though, I don't know. She might literally eat my lunch.
One question that and you guys may have even touched on it on Monday. I'm not sure, but all this talk about Joe possibly resigning before the 20th and giving Kamala that 47th spot, is that a possibility? Is that speculation? People were wondering, is this a real thing that could even happen?
I remember seeing on Twitter, it was maybe it was Jennifer Rubin saying that Barack Obama should resign and make Joe Biden the 45th president to mess up all of the merch that Trump had for 45. And now that's the argument they're kind of making now too. But also, so Kamala could be the reason they're making for this to actually happen. So Kamala could be the first black woman president. It's what else would be the purpose? Also, so she doesn't have to, as vice president, confirm the results of the election on January 6th. It must be embarrassing, but tough it up.
Yeah.
Suck it up. You're an elected official. You're getting paid I'll do it.
Right.
I've had to swallow a lot more crow in my day than that.
Yeah, right.
My Lord.
I've heard that come up quite a few times, and I just didn't know, is it a troop? Is it a possibility?
Yeah, the presidency's a Make-A-Wish Foundation now. So anything can happen. You could appoint anyone. It's whatever these days.
Yeah.
The last 69 days, it's like when you're at a bar and the owner is the drunkest person there.
Right.
Anything can go. All right, I have here, we'll get to that next episode. Should we execute General Milley? Is what I have written down here. And again, military rules are different. They have court-martial. I'm not saying we should or shouldn't. I'm just saying he did a couple strange things when it came to China in the last days of Trump's administration, contacting China privately without Trump's authority. Before we end here, I just want to remind our audience, remember, it seems like there's nothing really going on here. Don't trust these people. These are the same people that for 3 years, said they would not let Trump be the president. And also remember, Jamie Raskin told us their plan. a few months ago. They're not going to certify. So just always have your head on a swivel. Always remember that. Ryan, it's time to go. Anything else before we leave? What's the Thursday night football game tonight?
Thursday night is the team we just played, Washington. The Commanders, they travel to Philadelphia this week to take on the Eagles.
Ooh,
so
division rivalry.
Nice NFC East game, and should be a good one.
I like the Redskins.
I do too. Believe me, I do.
All right, that's it today. We'll be back here Monday, 5 to 6 p.m. as always. We won't be here for Thanksgiving and the day after Christmas, getting way ahead of it in case you have any plans. We will not be here those days, but we will be back Monday, 5 to 6 p.m. Stay tuned till then. This is Joe Corsi signing off. Thinking Logic on 99.3 FM WBVP.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls.
As far back as I could remember, I always knew everyone in our government was...
Are you looking for a different